Good morning, students. This is the second class for chapter 13, Magnetic Effects of Electric Current. Previously, you have studied about the fact that every current carrying conductor has magnetic effect, or every current carrying conductor acts like a magnet. So you have studied about the magnetic field lines, which represent the magnetic field and their properties. We have studied about the magnetic field lines of different kind of conductors, like straight current carrying conductor or circular loop and a solenoid. The figure you are seeing right now is a solenoid. So if you have not attended the last class, first you must attend the previous class. So you have studied solenoid. The next topic we are going to study is electromagnet. What is an electromagnet? You know about the solenoid, that solenoid is a coil of many turns of insulated copper wire. You can see there are many turns, and field lines are exactly like a bar magnet, outside from north to south and inside from south to north. So what is an electromagnet? Electromagnet is formed when you place an iron rod or another piece of magnetic material inside the coil. It means that if you place soft iron inside this solenoid, you will get an electromagnet. In this figure, you can see that there is an iron nail, okay, and around it insulated copper wire is wrapped. So insulated copper wire's coil is a solenoid, and inside this an iron nail is introduced. So it becomes an electromagnet. So you can read from this that a strong magnetic field inside a solenoid can be used to magnetize a piece of magnetic material like soft iron when placed inside the coil. Such a magnet is called an electromagnet. So as you know that solenoid has magnetic effect, and that magnetic effect also magnetizes that iron nail. It becomes a strong magnet called electromagnet. If electric current is passed to wire around piece of soft iron, behaves like a magnet. It calls electromagnet. So in this chapter there are three most important points you must remember. The first one is that every current carrying conductor has some magnetic field. Every current carrying conductor acts like a magnet. And this rule was given by Hans Ørsted, as you know. So you also know that magnets attract or repel each other. If you bring two magnets closer, then if like poles are together, then they repel each other. And if unlike poles are together, if north pole is with south pole, they will attract each other. So magnets have attracting repelling property, or they exert a force on each other. Now the point is, since current carrying conductor is also a magnet, जो करंट का कंडक्टर है वो भी एक तरीके का मैग्नेट है. So in this case, that current carrying conductor will also exert force on another magnet or another current carrying wire. Just like magnets exert force on each other, similarly current carrying wire also acts like a magnet, and that will also exert force on another magnet, and also that will experience force by another magnet. It means that whenever a current carrying conductor is placed in magnetic field, it experiences a force, because current carrying conductor is also a magnet. So you can also read from this rule, force on a conductor carrying current in magnetic field was given by A.M. Ampere. you can see AM ampere. That if a current carrying conductor produces a magnetic field, obviously, and exerts a force on a magnet, then magnet should also exert force on current carrying conductor, because both are magnets, both are behaving like magnets. So now look at this figure carefully. This is a circuit. As you make an electric circuit, this is that kind of simple circuit. Here is battery, key, and this is wire. This wire in between there is an aluminium rod. ये जो रोड आपको दिखाई दे रही है बीच में, this is aluminium rod, and it is a metal, so it will also conduct current. So this completes the circuit like this. Okay. Now what is happening? Since it's a current carrying conductor, so it also behaves like a magnet. Okay, it has a magnetic field. So the rule is that when a current carrying conductor is placed in magnetic field, it experiences a force. So this current carrying conductor is placed in magnetic field by this magnet. Okay, so you can see this is a kind of magnet and it has a magnetic field. This current carrying conductor is placed in magnetic field, so it will experience a force. And what will you see? You will see that this rod is deflected. So this is a kind of horseshoe magnet. We call this horseshoe magnet. And when a current carrying conductor is placed in magnetic field, it is experiencing a force. So the aluminium rod displaces from its position. You can also understand this from this simple diagram. This is a current carrying rod or wire, and this is a magnet. Okay, so since current carrying conductor is placed in magnetic field, so this rod will experience a force, right? Now next we are going to study that how will you find out the direction of force, in which direction the current carrying conductor will move. So for that there is a rule which is called Fleming's left hand rule. You have previously studied about right hand thumb rule. So basically in this chapter there are three rules. First is right hand thumb rule, which is used to find out the magnetic field line's direction. Second is Fleming's left hand rule, and it is used to find out the direction of force experienced by a current carrying conductor when it is placed in magnetic field. Okay, so what does this rule say? Fleming's left hand rule. What you have to do, you have to take your left hand and stretch thumb, forefinger and middle finger in such a way that they are perpendicular to each other. These two fingers you have to wrap and you have to take Fleming's left hand rule like this. Okay, so you can see the thumb. This thumb gives the direction of force acting on current carrying conductor. This finger is giving the direction of magnetic field, and the middle finger is the direction of current. So Fleming's left hand rule is used to find out the direction of force, but you must know what is the direction of magnetic field and current. For example, if the direction of magnetic field is this and current is this, then the force on the current will be upwards. You can see in both the figures my hand and this diagram. So you can also read this from here. The direction of force of a current carrying conductor in a magnetic field is given by Fleming's left hand rule. If we hold the thumb, forefinger and middle finger perpendicular to each other, the forefinger directs the direction of magnetic field, middle finger current, and thumb shows direction of motion. Now look at this figure carefully. if you look at this figure on left hand side, you can see there are two magnets, and you know the direction of magnetic field is always from north pole to south pole. So these are the two parts of same magnet, and this is north pole, this is south pole. So direction of magnetic field will be north to south. Okay, now the direction of current is in this conductor is this is the conductor. You can see this is a rod, metal rod or conductor, and direction of current is here to here. Okay, so now use Fleming's left hand rule. Look at my hand. My forefinger is giving the direction of magnetic field, my middle finger giving the direction of current, and my thumb will give the direction of force. So in this figure you can see magnetic field is from north to south, current is direction is this. So the force on this rod will be upwards, as you can see. So the direction of force on this will be upwards. This rod will move upwards. Okay. Now I am giving you one another example. You have to solve this. Imagine there are these are the two poles, north pole and south pole of a magnet. All right. What will be the direction of magnetic field from north to south? This. There is a conductor, there is a circuit, or you can say simply a wire. Direction of current is this. Since this current carrying conductor is placed in magnetic field, it will experience a force. Now tell me the direction of force on this conductor by Fleming's left hand rule. So try the left hand rule. This is the magnetic field. It is in the same direction of magnetic field. You can see the current direction gives the middle finger gives the current direction. But in this case current is on this side. So you have to flip your hand. Okay. So how will you flip your hand? आपको फ्लिप उस तरीके से करना है कि आपके हाथ में कोई पेन या स्ट्रेन ना हो. अगर आप इस ऐसे करने की कोशिश करेंगे तो वो नहीं होगा. यू विल हैव टू टर्न योर होल हैंड. सो इसलिए आपको ईजिली जिस तरीके से टर्न हो रहा है उसी तरीके से आपको अपना हैंड टर्न करना है. सो यू शुड दीज direction should match the direction in your fingers. This is middle finger, this is forefinger and it is magnetic field. This is middle finger, बट इसमें करंट की डायरेक्शन उधर होनी चाहिए, तो आपको फिंगर भी उधर करनी पड़ेगी, मैग्नेटिक फील्ड वहीं रहेगा. नाउ सी वेयर इज द थंब इज इन डाउनवर्ड्स. सो दिस wire will experience force in downward direction. Now I have changed the direction of current. Magnetic field is same, current is now same. Current is in this direction. You can see नॉर्थ और साउथ पोल के बीच में जो कंडक्टर है उसकी डायरेक्शन इसी तरफ है. सिंपली द डायरेक्शन ऑफ थंब गिव्स द मोशन, सो दिस विल बी द upwards. So force will be upwards. Okay, now I have changed the direction of magnetic field. This is Fleming's left hand rule, but अब फोर फिंगर की डायरेक्शन जो है मैग्नेटिक फील्ड की डायरेक्शन नॉर्थ टू साउथ इधर नहीं है, उधर है. राइट. सो आपको इस तरीके से हैंड फ्लिप करना है कि आपको मैग्नेटिक फील्ड की डायरेक्शन उधर हो जाए. नाउ यू कैन सी माई लेफ्ट हैंड किस तरीके से मैंने फ्लिप किया हुआ है. अब यू कैन सी दिस इज़ मैग्नेटिक फील्ड एंड दिस इज़ द डायरेक्शन ऑफ करंट, सो द फोर्स विल बी अपवर्ड्स. ओके, क्लियर? Now look at this question. This is a question in your NCERT book, page number 231. An electron enters a magnetic field at right angles to it. This is the direction of magnetic field and this is the direction of electron. But we need the direction of current. So as you know, the direction of current is opposite to the direction of electrons. So direction of current will be this side. Now direction of force. This question is asking the direction of force. So use the left hand thumb rule. You can use it easily. Magnetic field is in this direction. Current is not in this direction but opposite direction. Okay, so how will you make current this finger in opposite? You can try to bend. This way it will not bend. You will have to bend like this. Okay, now you can see magnetic field and current is that, and force, which is thumb, it is downwards into the page. So the right answer is into the page. D. You can try this again. Magnetic field and direction of current is that side. Flip the hand on that side, which is easy, and direction of thumb. Okay, so this is Fleming's left hand rule. It gives the direction of force experienced by a current carrying conductor placed in magnetic field. So what is the use, what is the significance, importance of this concept? Since the current carrying conductor is experiencing a force, okay, so we can use this force to our work. For example, if we want to move something or rotate something, for example fan, जो फैन है इलेक्ट्रिक फैन है, how is getting rotated? When you switch on the switch, the fan starts rotating. How? Because there is some kind of magnet inside a fan. Okay, and when current carrying conductor is placed in magnetic field, it experiences a force. So in this concept, electric fan starts rotating or moving because a force is being experienced by that current carrying conductor which is placed in magnetic field. So the most important function of this concept applies in electric motor. What is electric motor? Electric motor is that device which converts electrical energy to mechanical energy. Okay, electrical energy means current से जो energy होती है into mechanical. Mechanical means work, force. So when you switch on the fan, you are converting electrical energy, and when the fan starts rotating, it converts into mechanical energy. So electric fan or in mixer or any device which has electric motor, it is converting electrical energy to mechanical energy. It is using current into rotating or into force. Now we will study how can we make electric motor structure. So see carefully. First we have to make magnetic field. This we have to make two poles, north pole and south pole. Okay. Now we have to place an electric conductor, current carrying conductor, coil, armature. So you have to make armature like this. Okay, and you have to make the circuit complete. You have to pass the current. This is the coil A, B, C, D, and you can see the current flowing in this direction, positive terminal to negative terminal. Okay, so this is the basic structure. There are a few more things in this diagram. So first, see, direction of magnetic field is from north to south. Okay, and this is the current carrying conductor. You have to take these segments one by one. So first take AB. This is a segment, so direction of current is this. So according to Fleming's left hand rule, you have to find out what will be the force on this wire. There is one problem related to this motor, that if this is rotated, can you rotate this coil? No, because it is connected to this and this is fixed, so you cannot rotate this. So you need some axle or some axis or some rotating device over which this coil can rotate. Okay, so you have to make a cylindrical shape device, this which is an axle on which it can rotate, and you have to attach this through the some brushes. You can see these are two brushes, X and Y. These are stationary, they do not move. Okay, but this is attached by some rings which are called split rings. Okay, so what happens when this coil rotates? Only these split rings and this rotating device rotates while XY is stationary. So you can see this electric motor consists of a rectangular coil ABCD of insulated copper wire. The coil is placed between two poles north and south such that AB and CD or this coil is perpendicular to the direction of magnetic field, means this is the direction of magnetic field and this is AB and this is CD. So AB or CD, these are perpendicular. Okay, so the ends of the coil, these are the ends of the coil are connected to two hulls P and Q of split ring. These are split rings P and Q, and these halves are insulated and attached to an axle. This is an axle over which it rotates. The external edges of P and Q are attached to brushes X and Y. Okay, and these are stationary. So you will understand working of this motor in your NCERT book. So there are two poles, north and south pole of a magnet. So direction of magnetic field will be north to south. What is we are doing in motor? We are putting an electric conductor, current carrying conductor into a magnetic field so that it experiences a force. और जब ये करंट कैरिंग कंडक्टर फोर्स एक्सपीरियंस करेगा सो इट विल स्टार्ट रोटेटिंग. इस फंक्शन पर ही जो है मोटर काम करती. सो व्हाट इज दिस एक्चुअली? This is an electric circuit and the middle part ABCD is known as armature. This is the armature of electric motor and it is a coil. It is in the form of coil. So ABCD is an armature or coil which rotates. Okay, this is circuit, this is battery, this is key, and the current flows from positive to negative terminal, so it flows in clockwise direction. So जैसे ही आप स्विच ऑन करते हो या की क्लोज करते हो सो करंट स्टार्ट फ्लोइंग एंड यू नो कि अगर करंट मैग्नेटिक फील्ड में रखा है तो उस पर फोर्स लगेगा. सो एज सुन एज द switch is on, it starts rotating. So in this function electric motor works, and electric motor is used in many devices like electric fan. Okay, so now you can understand the working of electric motor. Electric motor is used in fans. As you can see, as you turn on the switch, the fan starts rotating. So because there is an motor inside the electric fan, so electric energy is changed into mechanical energy. Okay, this is a motor placed inside this fan, electric motor. Okay, so now you are seeing a DC motor. Okay, what is its structure? You can see there are magnet, armature, split rings and carbon brushes. You can see here, this is magnet, this is armature, this is battery, this is key, and these are split rings which are used to rotate this coil, and these are carbon brushes which are stationary. Armature is a coil you can see which rotates. Okay, so this is electric motor structure. There is a loop of wire or armature. If this is placed in magnetic field north to south. These are the split rings which are used to rotate. Okay, and the black ones are carbon brushes which are stationary. So as soon as this is cell DC voltage supply, and that is key. So when they turn on the key, you can see that it starts rotating because it is experience of force. So you can see split rings are moving, brushes are stationary, split rings are moving the coil. Okay, so how is this actually happening? We will study. You should also know that if the key is open, it means there is no current, then there will be no force, so there will be no rotation. Electric motor has functions as many devices like electric fans, or there are other devices, vacuum cleaner, you can see, or any drill machine. Okay, so there are various devices in which motor. You can understand more by this diagram. You can see this is north pole, south pole, so direction of magnetic field is north to south. Okay, this is your armature motor. These are split rings. Okay, so current is flowing from positive to negative like this, positive to negative direction. So this is clockwise direction. Okay, so you have to take one side, A, B, C and D. So C in AB, like just I explained, if current is from A to B, then AB will move downwards, and current is from C to D, CD will move upwards. Okay. So according to Fleming's left hand rule, the coil starts rotating in this way. You can see like this. Okay. It rotates in this way. But now see it carefully one by one what is actually happening. When coil is in this position, so in this way it rotates. Now at this position, you can see, look at this position. This coil is, there is no current flowing at this point because you can see there is a gap between split rings. Here there is a gap, so नो करंट इज़ फ्लोइंग बिकॉज सर्किट इज़ नाउ इनकम्प्लीट, क्योंकि यहाँ पर सर्किट ब्रेक हो जाता है क्योंकि यहाँ पर गैप है. सो इस केस में ड्यू टू मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया, क्योंकि को ये दिस कॉइल इज़ कॉन्टिन्यूसली रोटेटिंग, सो इट विल continue to be rotated. So due to moment of inertia, this coil returns, keeps moving like this. You can see in the figure. The current is, there is no current at this position, so it will come back due to moment of inertia like this. You can see here. Now at this point you must notice that arm AB comes here and CD goes there. Also the polarity of these arms changes because this split ring which is connected to AB is now connected to negative terminal and CD is now connected to positive terminal. So in this way the direction of current is reversed, and this type of split ring is called commutator. This is a split ring commutator which is used to reverse the direction of current because now the different arms have different polarities. So initially you can understand this was A, B, C, D, but now AB is here and CD is there. The direction of current in AB was from A to B, C to D. So this should be the direction, original direction. But now the split ring commutator has changed the direction. So direction of current in AB is now downwards. Okay, and CD is like this. Okay, so now you can apply again the Fleming's left hand rule and you will find out similarly that current is flowing C to D, so CD will move downwards. In this way it will make a complete rotation like this. You can see it will keep continuing rotating as soon as the current is passing in the circuit. During this I am asking you one question, why there is a need to change the direction of current? Why did we change the reverse current? Because अगर हम करंट की डायरेक्शन चेंज नहीं करते तो ये रोटेशन कंप्लीट नहीं होता. आफ्टर हाफ रोटेशन कॉइल की डायरेक्शन अपोजिट उसी तरफ हो जाती. It will not make complete rotation, but after reversing the current it is making complete rotation. So you can see in each rotation the direction of current is changed. After half rotation the direction of current is changed and after one revolution the direction of current is again changed. So in each cycle the direction of current is changed two times twice. So you can see it continues rotating. So you must study this from NCERT book. Current in the coil ABCD enters from the source battery and flows back to the brush Y. This is the direction of current. Current in the arm AB flows from A to B and in CD from C to D. Okay, so according to Fleming's left hand rule, we find that force acting on AB moves it downwards. So actually when the current is flowing from A to B, it will move downwards. Remember, ठीक है, जब करंट ए टू बी मूव करेगा इस डायरेक्शन में, सो या डायरेक्शन ऑफ फोर्स विल बी डाउनवर्ड्स. ओके, while the force acting on arm CD the upwards, क्योंकि CD में डायरेक्शन अपोजिट है. ओके, so in this way after half rotation Q makes contact with X and PV Y, so the direction of coil gets reversed and flows DCB, and the device which reverses the flow of current is called commutator. Okay, so the reversal of current also reverses the direction of force. Okay, so the R may be now pushed up and CD now pushed down. In this way it makes a complete rotation. So once again I will summarize this working. So you can see direction of current is like this. So according to Fleming's left hand rule, AB will move downwards and CD will move upwards. Okay, so it will starts rotating. Then after that, for convenience you have to write north here, south here. Okay, so direction of magnetic field will be this. Current is flowing in this direction, so AB will first move downwards and CD upwards. AB CD. Okay, after that CD will come on opposite side, direction of current will be changed. Okay, and in this way originally CD direction, when CD will come on this side, direction will be CD this, but now the direction will be this in CD, so it will move downwards. In this way it will make a complete rotation. You can study this from NCERT book.